Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Morning, Shifu.
How are you all today?
Good.
Okay. So, how is the exercise on loving kindness and compassion? So, I'm quite, what do you call it? Quite inspired by the readings yesterday. Because yesterday evening we have this 入菩萨行论, the commentary by Shantideva Bodhisattva. Yeah, so the yesterday's verse focused a lot on the reflection of impermanence and death. Yeah. About how, because yesterday we ended a chapter on patience, we are doing the rereading, and we started on the next chapter, which is on viriya. So they translate as heroic perseverance. Heroic perseverance. Yeah. So we talk about two sides of it. One is, we can say, is diligence. Yeah, so there's a lot of energy. And the opposite is laziness. Yeah. So it described a lot about how how the features of being lazy. Yeah. Lazy in this case doesn't mean you're just lazy, don't do anything. Lazy in terms of lazy towards enlightenment. Yeah. So towards it, what it describes is very interesting. It says when a person is like this, then the person is lazy towards wholesome practices, but very energetic towards samsaric activities. And then when you think about, oh, I want to do some practices, then we feel lethargic. I'm so tired. I feel like, like this, like that. So similarly, when we do our practice on loving kindness and compassion, we may have a bit of inertia towards it. So the antidote is to reflect on impermanence of our this life. Our pursuit towards samsaric activities, our samsaric pursuits leads to just this cyclical existence. Yeah, it leads to suffering. Yeah. Whereas the pursuit towards the wholesome Dharma, it leads towards the end of suffering. So by reflecting on the impermanence of the worldly pursuits, then we may have more energy towards the wholesome Dharma. And in this case, the practice of loving kindness and compassion. So another direct way to reflect on it is reflect on the impermanence of ourselves. Yeah. Don't talk about no self first. Let's say we just refer to ourselves the usual way. And you reflect how we are transient. Yeah. And inside there was one part talking about how when we go to sleep, we always think that we'll wake up tomorrow. And this is something that I've been sharing in the past few years also. Yeah. Every night when we go to sleep with an assumption, I'll wake up tomorrow. But we may say, no, Shifu, I recently just went for a medical checkup. All clear. You think those who die in their sleep, they all have some cancer or something? No. When it's time to go, it's time to go. When it's time to go, even you can even choke on your own saliva. When your merits for human rebirth has been used up, use up. Okay, time to go. Yeah. I probably shared this before, but I think some things should be shared a few more times. There was once I was in the meditation hall in US, and then I was, I told the students yesterday, oh, Michael, your 3个千斤，两个，哎，多一个是谁的？我看到3个了，你到底是你啊？
一个是 cousin 你 stay over，
哦，OK，哇，吓死我！
没有我自己你不要吓死我，3个我完蛋。
Oh, I was like, hello.
祝你，哎呀，say hello，say hello 师傅，哎，remember 有阿弥陀佛，还有阿弥陀佛，
Hello.
阿弥陀佛，
阿弥陀佛。You type wave and say 阿弥陀佛。
不习惯。
做多几次就习惯了。So
But
anyway, so I was very quick because I have to go off today having breakfast Monday. So anyway, I was in the meditation hall, and as I always tell you, I'm very lazy, ma. So occasionally, not so lazy, occasionally only. So that one day, one evening, I was a bit less lazy. So I thought, I will sit more. So instead of the usual 1.5 hours, I continue sitting. Then as I continue sitting, I noticed that the variable in front, the senior in front, also continues sitting. Then actually, as I always tell you, right, we close your eyes, we meditate, who cares who is where, right? Yeah, who cares where you are for that matter? But I tell you, when you have defilements active in your mind, yeah, when defilements is active in you, even though you sit yours, they sit theirs. In my mind, I start to have the agitation, Yeah, you know what came up in my mind? Yeah, because that senior, I was having a bit of 闹口角, yeah, having a bit of conflict. Yeah, as I always tell students, you think all the monks go into the mountain, or then all of them, yeah, bound to have conflict. Yeah, as long as you have human beings, you have conflict. Even yourself, you have conflict. Yeah. So anyway, inside a bit not happy with the senior, This, see how horrible, how dangerous our defilements is, can make us have this kind of thoughts. So I extended my sitting, and then when he also extended his sitting, then in my mind I thought, 我坐长你也坐长. It's called, Chinese say 冤家路窄. So anyway, then my sit and sit. Then I started to reflect on, no, not immediately. So anyway, I'm like, don't care. Just sit until about 9. I sat for another maybe about 45 minutes. Another half an hour. Another should be close to another hour. Sit until towards the end. Then by then did other reflection. Then reflect on impermanence. Then in me, inside myself, I reflected on how the impermanence of our existence. The moment I heard that the senior is stopping, I immediately stopped and jumped off my seat. Without even caring about whether my leg is ready, I just jump off and then kneel down in front of him and do confession, do repentance. Yeah. I seldom do this. I'm not such a good cultivator. But that experience really, yeah, Yeah, because usually when we are upset with someone, it's not that we consciously think, no, when we are upset with someone, it is not that we consciously think we're going to live for 200 years. So never mind, I take my time to quarrel with you. It's not that we think in this way, no. But it is that we very naturally don't feel the need to make peace with people. And why? Because we unconsciously, it is so ingrained in us that we don't think we are going to die tomorrow. We don't think we are going to die the next moment. The reason why I jump off is I realized that I might just die at the moment. Or he might just die at the moment. If I don't make peace with him, no more chance now. I really jump off. He turn around, what happened? Yeah. You never know, no. Yeah. So if some people think, oh, Buddhism is so pessimistic, keep thinking about death. No, when you realize that death can really come anytime, you really live your life very completely, you know. You won't leave things undone when it needs to be done. And you won't waste time on things that don't need to be done and then go and keep on worrying about it. And you will, every night when you go to sleep, you know that you have done what you can do. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you are successful in doing everything also. It just means that you go to sleep without regrets. You know? And when you wake up, you are like do you wake up and you think, wow, I woke up. Huh? Do you wake up and you think, oh yeah, I wake up? But if you go for a surgery and you wake up in the morning or after the surgery, you're like, oh, I survived the surgery. But every night is the same, you know. Every night our brain, our body emit the hormones or whatever that knock us out, cut off the awareness. If the chemical composition don't restore, then that's it. Yeah, but we don't keep that in mind. Yeah. So when I counsel couples, they quarrel and then they're so upset with each other. I look at them and I'm like, how? Very difficult. Very difficult. Hard to have compassion if you don't reflect on impermanence. Hard to have loving kindness if you don't reflect on impermanence. Yeah. Oh. So reflect on impermanence to help you to have compassion. Yeah. Even including those who harm you, those whom you find irritating, that you have no patience with. When you reflect on impermanence, you have patience. It's okay. Can, no problem. Have a impermanent day ahead. It's impermanent anyway. Okay. See you tomorrow if I see you tomorrow.